There's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
What is going on, entertainers? Before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought about this episode. This is Joseline Cabaret, season 3, episode 5, I believe. 1 versus 4. So 4 versus 1, something like that. Just know bitches got jumped. How about that? They should have just named the episode Bitches Got Jumped. This episode, Zeus is the only network that could make a season, that could make an episode off of one scene. Like, one episode off of one scene. That was one scene that we watched throughout that whole episode, and they made one full episode out of that. That's the only network that could get away with that. Isn't that freaking crazy? And this whole episode, I just felt bad for Wet Wet. So it just starts off with where it left off. So K Capri slinging water at Wet Wet, slinging water at Wet Wet, right? So then next thing you know, they get to fighting. The moment they get to fighting, Raven and Black Diamond got out the way. So we're going to get to that because they end up jumping in. So they start fighting or whatever, and then next thing you know, Diamond jumps in for no reason. We don't know why, but from watching like all the lives afterwards, it seems as if Diamond, K Capri, and Raven, they were all cool. And that's why I guess they had each other's back or whatever. And they probably all found Wet Wet to be annoying. So that's why they jumped in. It still doesn't give them an excuse. I don't think it was fair that they were able to jump in and then nothing was done about it. Like, that to me was really, really stupid and irritating. Because what was the point? Like, she didn't have to jump in for her, like, regardless. Like, both of them can't fight. And what I realized in this episode, I think the only two people that can fight are Amber and Gaia. And Gaia, she could only really wrestle, like Miss WWF. She can't really, like, fist fight. But Amber, I feel like, is the only one. I've seen her in the first episode punching Wet Wet, like, actually fighting. These girls, they play arm games. Like, they play, like, tug of war with each other. It just doesn't make any sense. Let me move this bad camera. Hold on. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the way they were fighting was just, they just looked stupid. So then after Diamond jumps in, I guess there was a point where she jumped in. She ended up messing up her arm, which I was like, that's what you get because you jumping in for no reason. Like, that to me was crazy. So then after Diamond jumps in, it kind of settles down or whatever, right? So then everybody separated. You see K Capri on one side, and then you see Wet Wet on one side with security or whatever, and then Raven and Diamond together or whatever. So I guess there was a point in time where security, they wasn't paying attention. So Raven snuck through security, ran up to Wet Wet, and starts trying to hit her. Trying, emphasis on the trying, because she wasn't doing nothing. Again, playing tug of war with her hand. She like a damn, like she's damn the Krusty Krab off of SpongeBob. Like, there wasn't even like really swinging. She, like, it was just this episode was so dumb to me. So she ends up trying to hit her, fails miserably, ends up falling to the floor or whatever. So then the next thing they show Wet Wet by the bar, like inside the bar, and they show what's her name? K Capri on outside the bar. So they're going back and forth, right? So then they start throwing water and drinks and stuff at each other. So I guess Wet Wet ends up throwing like a I forgot the can, like an energy drink can, I forgot the name of it. Scrapped the hell out of K Capri's gashes under her eye. She got a big gash under her eye. And again, I think I'm just saying, I low-key think she deserved it because she was just doing too much throughout the whole episode. Like, it didn't warrant for you to hit the girl for no reason. Like, she didn't even really need to get that. Like, Wet Wet didn't deserve all the crap she got in this episode. And once again, there was a point in time, right? Security wasn't paying attention. So K Capri gets into the bar and ends up starting to hit Wet Wet, right? Starts to hit Wet Wet. Like I said, none of them can fight because none of them were doing damage. It was just like, oh my god, they really can't fight. And Zeus is giving them ample time to be able to get into the fight. And like, it was just so dumb to me. So next thing you know, we see Raven and Raven and Black Diamond in the room, and Joseline comes in there. She's just like, so what happened? She was like, your arm is broken? Because Black Diamond, she thinks her arm is broken. So she was just like, oh, I might have to go to the hospital, whatever, to get it checked. And it feels broken. I never felt this amount of pain. So she's just like, I don't discriminate against the handicap, but you can't dance for the cabaret with one arm. I was like, Joseline. That to me was so funny. You talk about she don't discriminate. Like the thing is, Jocelyn in her mind, she thinks she's Cher from the Royal Cabaret. Like you can't convince her she's not Cher from the Royal Cabaret with Cher and Christina Aguilera. That in her mind, she really thinks that she's Cher. So I guess they're probably gonna end up taking her to the hospital in the next episode to see if it's actually broken. So, and another thing that I noticed from this season, Jocelyn's a lot nicer to the girls this season than last season. I don't know if because they're not all black, allegedly, or what. Because like some of the stuff, and I'm gonna get to it later on in the review. I feel like how some of these girls did some of the stuff that they did last season. Like let's say if Big Legs or Sapphire or Big Lucky, Barbie, Chanel, all of them did what they did in this episode last season, Jocelyn would have threw a fit. She would have went crazy. And this season, it's like she doesn't know what to do. She's like, oh my God, what's going on? Like she's high or something. She's like, what? That's crazy. Like that to me gets on my nerves because you've been way too nice to these girls. Last season, you freaking yelled at a girl for coughing in your vicinity around when COVID came around. You didn't even know she had COVID by any chance. So that's one thing that I noticed. So Jocelyn ends up telling Wet Wet she broke her arm. And Wet Wet's like, oh, she broke her arm? That's what she gets for running up. That's what she gets for running up. Her arm wasn't wet enough. The bitch was pressed. That's what she gets. Mind you, this whole episode, Wet Wet's titties are all out. Y'all know this is Zeus, so they don't really care. Her boobs are all out throughout the whole episode. Her boobs are out. K Capri's boobs are out throughout the whole episode. Security probably have the best job in their mind because they get to see free boobs and break up fights and get paid to do it. So they live in the dream life. That's what I think. Especially Big Chris, because there was one point Amber was trying to K Capri was trying to get through and get Wet Wet, and she's just like, Big Chris, move! Big Chris, move! This man was not moving, but she still got through and ends up fighting Wet Wet or whatever. So then, after Jocelyn talks to Wet Wet, Wet Wet goes in a room to basically change, right? And then we see hiding under a desk, hiding under a table or something, Gaia pops up. So everybody's just like, the camera points at her. Wet Wet's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you hiding at a desk? She was just like, oh, it's getting so ghetto out there. I don't want to get up. I don't want to end up getting into a fight. Blase, blase, blase. So Wet Wet's like, oh, well, this isn't the environment for you. You don't belong in the cabaret. You don't belong in the cabaret. So next thing you know, Gaia starts to basically cast a demon out of her, like exorcist style. So she has a Bible in her hand, right? And she's telling Gaia, she's telling Wet Wet, she's just like, oh, you need to calm down. The demon needs to be escaped out of you. You need to repent to Lord. Da, 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 da. And then Wet Wet's like, hey, I'm not in the mood. Like, leave me alone. Like, if you're going to cast the demon, cast it out of K Capri. Like, I'm not the one to cast the demon out of. And she was being nice about it, I think, for just getting into 2 to 3 fights before. Like, Gaia, to me, was doing too much. And the thing I noticed with Gaia, you could tell Gaia's putting on an act. Like, I really feel like she believes in some of the stuff that she says it, but I think she makes sure to, like, really say while she's on camera or really do the most while she's on camera. That way people could kind of remember her. Because I'm going to get to that later on in the episode, later on in the review of why I think she was putting on, like, a good amount of an act throughout this whole story. So, hold on. My bad, y'all. Oh yeah, throughout the whole story or whatever. So then next thing you know, Gaia starts to put the exorcist on her. She's just like, get out, demon, get out. She starts yelling at the Bible with her. So then Wet Wet starts grabbing her arm, and then next thing you know, Gaia body slams Wet Wet, right? So the whole time she's body slamming her, Zeus could have cut this scene out because this was low-key creepy, like really creepy in my opinion, like way, way too creepy for network TV, streaming, whatever you want to call Zeus. she starts body slamming her and then starts yelling at Wet Wet. She's just like, "Get out, demon! You've been bothering my family for so long. Oh my god!" I'm not gonna yell because I'm not gonna strain my voice. She was just like, "Oh my god, get out, demon! You've been bothering my sisters, my brothers, da 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 da." And I'm like, y'all really gonna air this? Like, this is weird as hell. So you could tell just by that scene, Gaia really has like childhood trauma and mental issues. She said this on her Instagram, which got deleted because y'all know Zeus is good for taking down your social media if you're bashing the network. Thank God I'm not going to be on the network. So yeah, they took her Instagram down recently. And before they took it down, she was saying how she had like childhood trauma and like all these issues and stuff with herself. So it kind of makes sense to why she acts like that. But that scene they could have cut out. So security ends up separating her. Wet Wet, of course, is mad. I would have been mad too because you damn body slammed her for no reason. So Wet Wet's like, "Let me get that bitch. Let me get her. I'm gonna make her wet. Let me get her. Oh my god." Da, 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 da. Start separating them. So they have Wet Wet sit with security. And then Joseline comes back out. So Joseline comes out and is talking to Wet Wet. She's just like, "What happened?" Wet Wet's like, "I just got into a fight with Gaia. She just body slammed me out of nowhere. She was hiding under the desk, plotted against me, and just body slammed me, right?" So Joseline goes and asks the producers, "Is like, what happened? Like, how did what happened in the fight? Like, why did she just body slam her randomly?" So security's explaining what happened. He's just like, that Jesus girl just tried to cast the demon out of her. I don't know why, but he just tried to cast the demon out of her. So then Justin's like, "What? That witch tried to get you? That witch tried to kill you? The witch tried to get you? Oh my god." So then Gaia ends up coming out the room, right? So then they ask her what happened and stuff. Oh, and then side note, when Jocelyn said she came from the bathroom, she was doing her 1-2-1-2. What 1-2-1-2 was you doing, Jocelyn? You was doing that 1-2-1-2 1-2-1-2 or what? Because it didn't sound like, you know, when you were like, "Oh, I had to use the bathroom real quick, like take a crap, take a piss." It sounded like she was like, "Oh, I had to do my 1-2-1-2." Allegedly, it sounded like that to me. That's what I got from her saying she had to do her 1-2-1-2. Let me know if y'all think the same way, because that's what I immediately thought. So then, she asked Gaia, Jocelyn asked Gaia, like, what happened? So Gaia's like, "Oh, she got really aggressive with me, and I had to hit her and stuff like that." So Gaia's basically lying. She making up the whole thing. The whole episode, I just felt bad for Wet Wet. Like, I felt so bad for her. So Jocelyn's like, "Okay, I'm gonna make y'all fight 1-on-1." So it kind of reminded me of why it kind of reminded me of last season when Jocelyn told Lucky and Barbie they could have their 1-on-1 fight when she let them fight without security and then broke them up a little bit. So they let them fight like 1-on-1 without the security, and then they end up getting broken up. But Wet Wet was hitting her in the head hard. Like, I think Wet Wet won that fight. The thing is with Gaia, she's a wrestler. So that's all she does. She's just like a big wrestler. Like, she's not like a fighter or whatever. After that fight happens, Wet Wet sits with the producers. They're asking her, like, "Why are the girls attacking you? Why they hate you? Blase, blase, blase." Just to kind of calm her down. And this is Wet Wet. She's just like, "They've been hating from day one. I don't know what you guys don't see. They're pressed. Okay, they're pressed. They've been hating on me from day one. I'm a strong bitch. You feel me? Like, they're stressed and they're pressed, and because they're not wet. Okay, I've been through too much." So we basically get into her life and everything like that. We see that she's like a single mom. She was abused when she was little. Both her parents were like drug addicts and stuff like that. People that kind of go into that industry of like stripping and stuff like that, most of the time they usually do have like a dark past or like a troubled past. So most of the time, some of the time it's just some people, they just go into it because they need some quick money. But most of the time, that's what happens. So that's why I say I feel bad for her, because I don't think Wet Wet needed all those fights and people jumping her and doing all this stuff. Like, to be honest, she wasn't doing that much from what we see on camera to deserve all of that. Apparently, K Capri has went on live and was like, she was disrespecting production and doing the most and like being annoying throughout the whole time that they were there. That's why they end up fighting. And also, if you guys want to know some little tea, K Capri went on live and said that production is the one that told her to fight Wet Wet, which I'm just like, okay, you can say that production told you to fight them, but they didn't make you physically fight them. You could have still chose not to hit them, but then again, they probably would have tried to find a way to send her home for not doing what they told her to do. I don't know. But that's what K Capri said, just so to give y'all a FYI and backstory. So Gaia ends up dousing her body with holy water, puts on her little Jesus robe, heads to the production van, and ends up leaving. And she does a last minute confessional to why she's leaving and stuff like that. And this is what I mean, that I think she was putting on like a persona, because she was talking regularly. Usually in her confessional, she'll make like this little voice to be like, yeah, I casted the demon out of her. She needed it. Yeah, like she'll do that voice. But she did her last confession. She was just like, yeah, I could just work at a Vegas strip club and make 10 times more money and it'd be more professional. Like, she sounded regular. I was like, okay, now I see your game. Like, you was putting on like a character. I believe you still believe some of those stuff, but you was putting on a little bit more so that way you could have more camera time and be known more. So that, I kind of clocked her with that last confessional that she did. So then Joseline ends up bringing all the girls together. Mind you, Joseline, she dropped the episode about 2 hours early. I love Joseline for this because I hate waiting late at night around 8 o'clock to watch it. So thank you, Joseline. You're doing a great job with this show for dropping the show early. Every Sunday, she's been dropping it 2 hours lately for the past like week and a half or whatever. So shout out to Joseline for that. So she ends up bringing all the girls together and stuff like that, and then starts to tell them how she's disappointed. She doesn't know where she's going to go from there, and how Wet and Gaia just fought. Right? Mind you, Gaia left for good. She was like, peace. She's not coming back. So Gaia's not coming back. Like, this was the last episode we're going to see Gaia. And rumor mill is that the next episode is the last time we're going to see Wet, which I'm hopefully it's not, because I actually like Wet. Gaia, to me, she freaked me out this episode with that whole exorcist thing that she did to Wet. That was just a little bit too much. Like, I could have dealt with all the God talk and the sex talk, but you doing that little exorcist with the Bible and playing with God like that, I don't like that. Like, that was just weird. So she tells them she's disappointed and stuff like that, and then Joseline is like, oh, Wet and Gaia just fought. They just had a 1-2. And this is what I mean when Joseline has been super nice to these girls this season from what I've seen versus last season, because K Capri was like, oh, we don't care. I don't care. Da-da-da. Had one of the girls, imagine if Barbie or Lucky or one of them was like, I don't care last season. Joseline would have been like, I don't give a fuck if you don't care. I'm going to slap you in your shit. How about that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Joseline would have went ham. And like the whole time she was talking, it's like she was like, she didn't know what was going on. I don't know if it was because of her little bathroom break. You feel me? She was kind of like out of it, but had that have been the Joseline that we know, she would have snapped on K Capri being like, I don't care if you don't care. How about you bitches stop fighting? And like, she would have went off. It's like she didn't know what to do. It's like her first time watching fights. That to me was kind of weird. So they end up, and mind you, K Capri ends up going off at this meeting. So she's like, oh, if Wet goes in the house, she's gonna fight her every day. She's like, I'm gonna fight her every day we in the house. Okay? I'm gonna beat her ass every day. And you gotta enunciate the words when you doing that, K Capri. Every day I'm gonna beat her ass. Every day. Night, afternoon, during brunch, during lunch, every day I'm gonna beat her ass. So yeah, she ends up telling Joseline that. Joseline's like, oh my god. So they end up putting Wet in a hotel all by herself and makes her go a separate way, and then the rest of the cast goes a separate way back to the house. So like I said, this episode was just based off of one scene. Zeus, the thing is with them, I know that they're making a good amount of money because they don't have to spend a lot of money for these shows. Like, because think about it, they just did one episode off of one scene. You know how much time that saves them? They probably filmed that Joseline's Cabaret, I think, in a week or two. And I think they're going to probably do the same thing with Bad Boys Club. Like, they're not going to be filming it for long. You could kind of tell they film it short, and then they just try to stream and ream out all the episodes that they can outside of the series or whatever, so that way they could keep people subscribed, which is smart on their end because they're making a lot of money from it. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode. It was good, but I think the last episode was better because we actually got to see them dance. We saw multiple scenes on like a couple different days and stuff like that. We didn't just see that one scene of them fighting. And leave your comments down below what you guys thought.